the goal for me was always living. And for me, that was by any means possible. That means I got to go through chemotherapy. I go through chemotherapy. That means I lose my long hair. I can buy some more. So it was about living. And the chemo treatments just really wreaked havoc on my system. And for people who don't know, if your levels, your blood level, your counts aren't right, it's not safe to administer chemo. So I go there and they say, your white blood cell counts are too low. We can't do chemo. Now mind you, I've got it plotted out on my calendar. 10 rounds of chemo, I'm crossing them off. And now I've got a delay. So that 1 week extended to 2 weeks, which extended to 3 weeks, which extended to a month. And my team said, we can't do this. We're going to have to go back in and operate. And I'm like, okay. So let's talk about this. Well, what is this operation? What are we talking about? Well, we can go back in and do another lumpectomy and clear the margins. Some of you know what that means. Or we can just do a mastectomy. And I'm like, okay. My doctor's name is Dr. Steve. Well, that was my boyfriend's name too. So I felt like I was in good hands with Dr. Steve because he had the boyfriend's name. And I said to him, what do you think your chances are for clearing the margins? He said 85%. I said, you know what, that's a chance I'm willing to take. And the surgery was successful. I don't even think I took painkillers afterwards. I mean, God just really did. I'm a walking, talking, living, breathing miracle in front of you. The things that God did. I tell you, sometimes, and I'm a singer, so when I hear a song like You Don't Know My Story, I'm just hoping it's a day that I don't have makeup on. Because the tears just flow. Because I know what He's brought me through. And He's gotten me to the other side of through. And it was really, really important for me to get these chemo treatments done with. And I'll tell you why, because I had a chance to talk to some of the people here, and when I prayed about my assignment tonight, my prayer was, God, you know what the needs are in the people who were attend. And I'm going to allow Him to use me to speak to your need. And I was talking to somebody, and they shared that something about a survivor friend whose husband left when they got their diagnosis. And my response was, well, I know a little bit about that. Because the then boyfriend, who's now my husband, he bailed at one point. The day before I was supposed to start my chemotherapy treatments. And it's like, this is really bad timing, dude. What's wrong with you? And when we had that phone call, I cried, and then I went and had a good night's sleep. Because I realized that I'm a good catch. He's just a lousy fisherman. And when I changed my perspective, it's like, okay, I need to put my pink boxing gloves on and fight. I couldn't worry about that. But I knew he was making a mistake. So for Christmas, because we were still friends, for Christmas I bought him a big pink eraser that said for big mistakes. Because I said, buddy, you blowing it here. But I just want you to know I'm going to give you some space. And so he came to himself, kind of like the prodigal son. You come to yourself when you get it together. And so he now wants to be the husband. But he wanted me to finish all of my chemo treatments first. And it's like, white blood cell count, I need you all to cooperate. I got stuff to do now. So I finished my last chemo treatment on January 3rd, 2013. And 20 days later, we got married. And we got married on January 23rd. I'm a math specialist. That's what I did as a teacher. My husband is terrible with numbers. And since he's not here, I can talk about him. He's terrible with numbers. He is one of 8 children. And I would tell him, the only birthday that you remember of your siblings is your twin sisters. That's it. So I got married on 1, 2, 3 to help him remember. It works.